So let's talk about Cheryl Reeve in that All Star game against the WNBA All Stars. And in her press conference, she said that they were not out there trying to be strategic throughout the game, that it was just an All Star game. It was no big deal. But when you're watching the game, why is Caitlin Clark being guarded 94 feet, full court press? They didn't give her any space. They didn't give her room to operate, to try to score. They're pressuring her pretty much the whole entire game. And then you look at Enrique out there who was hooping out and balling. They didn't give her any space to score. They were contesting shots. But Cheryl Reeve apparently is making an argument that, hey, you know what? We weren't trying to play defense. We weren't really trying to compete. That's not entirely true. The problem was you were so focused on Caitlin Clark. You wanted to show her up and make a statement about, okay, you're not that good, when it failed miserably. You forgot that she could facilitate the ball, that she's really good at passing, and she got her teammates involved. It sounds like more of an excuse than actual basketball reason of why you lost the game, because we saw what happened. You were pressuring Caitlin Clark, and what happened next? She was diming it left and right, and then Enrique went off in the second half. I mean, she absolutely cooked him, just like she did in 2021 when she didn't get selected for the USA team. And she went bonkers. And the crazy part about it is it looks really petty at the end of the day. In my opinion, I still think she hates Caitlin Clark. I also think she doesn't like Angel Reese either. And my biggest issue with this whole situation is you have one point guard for Team USA, which is Chelsea Gray. Well, she had that foot injury in the WNBA Finals. She just came back this year. And she doesn't look right. She still looks slow out there and possibly recovering from that foot injury. And you're going out there with one point guard and no backup point guard for Team USA. The roster construction doesn't make any sense. It's very stupid. You told Caitlin Clark when she was in the Final Four because she couldn't make camp that her performance at the start of the regular season would be the reason why she makes Team USA. Well, in my opinion, she's a top 5 point guard right now. And at the time, Chelsea Gray was still hurt, and you didn't want to select Caitlin Clark. It doesn't make any sense. So let's go ahead and play that clip from Cheryl Reeve, and I'll give you more of my thoughts.
Some of the challenges, and I told our group, you certainly don't want to make excuses because we've all played basketball for a long time, but I'm big into muscle memory, and the muscle memory of a lot of our players playing for their existing teams that they just finished playing for. And then you come in and you spend 2 days, you're not going to be able to, to be able to instinctively get to those places if it's different than what you've been doing. And so we've got to very, very quickly replace, some things that you do for other teams. And obviously, I think more of a collective effort defensively. We had a lot of one-on-one, little help, little rim protection. We do not want to give up, 60 points in the paint, right? That is not the plan. And so that to me was our greatest disappointment, in that we were kind of in the my man All-Star Game phase, and like it was a little bit better than, we play a little more defense than a normal All-Star Game, but that's what it felt like. We come out and just played. We didn't come out and like really compete to say we have a certain identity we're trying to play to. And I got to figure that out. I got to help them get there.
We're not fooled by what Cheryl Reeve had to say. It was obvious you were trying to make a statement against Caitlin Clark. And the funny thing is, it didn't work. You forgot she could cook you with passing, and she destroyed you in playmaking. And then Enrique went off for 34 in the second half. And she was being contested, and she was making some incredible shots. My biggest issue with this team is you don't have enough playmaking out there. You have score-first shooting guards and an injured Brittany Griner and a Chelsea Gray who is on thin ice with her foot. So we'll see if she can be consistent enough to be a playmaker and be healthy enough to be on the basketball court. Because if she's not out there, man, y'all going to look like some fools right now because you have no backup point guard. So we could see a situation where the USA team struggles to generate offense because you don't have somebody running any sets, and it's just isolation basketball, pick and roll offense. It's predictable. So if they end up losing in the Olympics, the amount of trolling and backlash that Cheryl Reeve is going to receive is going to be unreal. Now, I still want them to win because as a country, you want to see the USA succeed. But would I be, happy if they lose? I wouldn't say happy, but I would be like, they kind of deserve this because you didn't want to put Caitlin Clark on the team. You didn't want to put Angel Reese on the team, Aaliyah Boston, or Enrique on the team. or another point guard, even if it's not Caitlin Clark, just get somebody with experience behind Chelsea Gray. It doesn't make any sense how you've constructed this roster. I just think her comments made absolutely no sense. And to see how Caitlin Clark performed, even though she only had 4 points, and the way you were just guarding her 94 feet, it was ridiculous. You didn't give her any space. It's an all-star game, but apparently you weren't being strategic. And then what happened? You forgot about Enrique, and she went out for 34 points. And you forgot that Caitlin Clark can actually pass the ball. It was just dumb strategy. And then the team got tired, as you saw when they got to the second half. They were worn down by playing full court press on Caitlin Clark. It didn't work out really well. I've never seen a coach with so much animosity towards players in my life. And if Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, and Aaliyah Boston do not make Team USA in 2028, there's going to be so much backlash towards Cheryl Reeve, assuming she's still the coach. Hopefully she's not. Hopefully they find somebody new, because it's just so much negative energy. She looks bitter out there with Caitlin Clark and these other players. I just don't like it. But yeah, if she tries to pull that move off, it's not going to go well. This roster's already old. Again, it doesn't make sense why you have an old roster. You could have at least 2 rookies out there, or 2 young women coming to your team, so you have some youth. But hey, go ahead and see how this plays out. It might end in a disaster for Team USA. If they lose, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be so much backlash and so much trolling. Cheryl Reeve might just quit, to be honest. But just seeing those comments, we know what's up. We're not fooled. We're not stupid. You were trying to make a scene on Caitlin Clark, and it failed. And then your team got tired, and you got cooked. The WNBA All Star team cooked them. And Enrique absolutely destroyed him, and they contested shots on her, and it still failed. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what Cheryl Reeve had to say about her team in their strategy, or lack of strategy, against the WNBA All Stars. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.